everybody. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to the Thomas & Mack Center just off the Vegas Strip for our main event. 12 rounds of welterweight action between these two great warriors. Garcia's making his way to the ring right now. Boy, and he's not bashful at all, is he? Look at him, confidently making his way down for this contest. Alexander's approaching the ring now, and this ring walk can tell you so much. Look at the focus on his face.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Kid, Garcia! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, the greatest, Alexander!
All right, gentlemen, one thing, protect yourself at all times, okay? Let's catch them up.
Everybody's been waiting for these two to meet up. Now they do, as round one is underway.
Teddy, most of the fighters that you train throughout your career are guys that could be described as this, guys that really will bring it and are able to do it throughout the whole fight and go the distance. What's the mental makeup of a guy like that?
Confidence. He's been there before. He's sure that he can do it.
Excellent counterpunch by Alexander. Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Garcia's starting to swell here. Good-looking counterpunch. Good defensive skill. Nice, precise work, doubling it up by the Kid. And in round number one, you already get the sense that they have no intentions of this fight going the distance. Oh, very nice. Smart counterpunch there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You make the guy miss, you make him pay.
Well, nowadays we have so many different weight classes. Used to be only 8 weight classes. Now with all the super and juniors attached to every weight class, you can go up and down the scale with ease throughout your career. Is that good for the game?
No, I don't really think it is, because you're making it too easy for the fighters. You know, I'm not saying that it's not good that they have an alternate to a weight class, but a lot of times when you make things easy, they're going to go for the path that is easier. In other words, somebody should be a middleweight. Now all of a sudden they're going to be a light heavyweight. They're going to be a super middleweight, where with a little discipline, they would have fit into that middleweight frame. It wasn't that they couldn't make it. Now you make it so easy, they don't want to make it.
Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head.
You're taking too many punches. Hands up. Keep working the body.
Garcia's now at a point in this fight where his defense is going to become crucial. He has to protect that eye. The swollen eye is getting worse.
Yeah, he does. He has to be cognizant of everything. He needs anything out there that he can use for an advantage right now. He's got to position himself where his opponent can't get into the place where he can throw punches towards that bad eye, towards that blind spot where he has no vision. He's got to keep the fight where that good eye is always able to pick up those punches. He's got to position himself in a perfect way now.
Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by the kid. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Alexander's defense did a good job there, able to avoid that punch. Way to block there. Alexander's got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still, it could get nasty as the fight progresses. On the mark, the counter punch by Alexander. Halfway through round number 2. Devastating blow by Alexander.
In and out.
Back and forth they go, each man getting the best of it. Counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Alexander. Just 10 seconds to go here in the second round. Fires right back at him. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Don't fight his fight. Jab and move. Let's get on that swell and get the compress off that.
And round number 3 is underway. Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Good job protecting himself. He has found his groove with this right hand. What a chin. And can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing? Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Nice strike after catching one by the greatest. Good looking counter punch. Garcia's got to deal with a cut cheek. "60 seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war." Oh, what a great round. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Garcia's got to figure out now, Teddy, a way to properly defend himself with that swollen eye.
Yeah, he has to understand what side that he can't defend from, where the punches can come, and not give his opponent that side. Make sure that he moves to the certain kind of way in the ring where he keeps his opponent away from that bad eye, moves him towards the good eye, gives him the best shot.
Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? It does depend on each guy.
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Listen, you're not giving me enough punches, okay? Throw more punches. Jab, jab, hook. Let's compress on, let the compress on, let the work on the...
Here we go with the fourth round. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. Teddy, is it possible that he didn't respect this fighter coming into the fight? Now, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, he's ahead on the scorecards, but you can just see the style of fight that this is, Pat. He's being tested.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. This guy being better than his record would indicate, and what you touched on, that he's a human being like anybody else. We look at the guy's record, we think of what kind of fight it's going to be. He looked at it, he thought it was going to be a little easier than it's turning out.
Good counter punch. Garcia's putting together punch stats tonight that fall right in line with what his strategy is. Outside fighter, throwing lots of jabs, landing lots of jabs.
Well, what it is the jab is his table setter, and the jab tonight has set up the table where he's been able to eat whenever he's wanted.
Good job landing 3 punches by Alexander. Garcia's cheek is cut. You can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on. Oh, and he comes in again, landing well. Good looking counter punch. Garcia's
Almost got like a viper quality to it, doesn't he? He just gets in there, he attacks real quick, comes in, strikes before you know what hit you.
Yeah, he's very quick, and that is his style. He likes to get in, do his damage, and get out. Right now, his opponent can't match him with that physical ability. What he's got to do is try to time him on the way in.
Oh, what an exchange! And a sharp counter punch by Alexander. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. Good looking counter punch.
End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
All right. Let's work on that cut. Let's get on this, brother. Get the compress on that.
Round number 5 has arrived. Blocks that punch. Garcia's got to find a way to protect that eye. The cut has worsened, and if it gets any worse, you got to think this fight is coming to an end immediately.
Well, what's going to matter is when the doctor finally gets caught up and looks at it is, Joe, not how bad the cut looks or even how graphic it is to the fans out there, but where it's at. The doctor will look to see whether or not it's the kind of cut that if it gets worse, it could actually be physically damaging to his career.
Good-looking counterpunch. Alexander's showing that he doesn't have any head movement defensively whatsoever. What else is there, Teddy?
Well, there's legs. Start using your legs a little bit. Get out of range. One way or the other, get out of the other man's target place.
Nice strike after catching one by the kid. Garcia is doing really well on the outside. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Job to land that counterpunch and getting away from one of his own by Alexander. Teddy, you know what I'm so impressed by? Obviously, the pace of this fight is just ridiculous, but how hungry these guys are, how badly each guy wants it.
Joe, this is the kind of fight that it has nothing to do about money. It has everything to do about legacy, how they're going to be remembered.
Crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Alexander. That straight right unable to connect. Alexander's a pro, but he's not a well-rounded pro, because a better level of fighter would be committing to the body more here, wouldn't he, Teddy?
Yeah, well, first of all, he would recognize that that's where he's supposed to be going now that his opponent, you know, is taking off a little bit with those fast shoes. No better way to take those shoes off his feet than to go downstairs.
Another jab comes in. Lands the counter. Teddy, making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
Cut's nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the cut. It's nothing. A small cut, nothing to worry about. Nice work. Listen, I want you to go downstairs. Downstairs, okay? Body in the air.
Another round, will it go in another one-way direction? It's been a one-sided fight so far tonight. A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by the greatest.
assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
Good block there by the greatest. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Good defensive skill with the block by Alexander. Parries that punch intended for the head. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of it because it's nothing. A small cut, nothing to worry about. Just focus on the fight. We'll take care of the fight. Get on that. Get on that.
And we are underway for what is the second half of this fight. Who knows what we're in store for? Protecting his head well with his guard. Parries that punch away. Alexander's showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. In the opening 2 minutes, a minute to go in this round. strike after catching one by the greatest. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
A striking combination by Alexander.
You just focus on the fight. We'll take care of itself. Cut his teeth. No. The cut's nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on it.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance. Oh boy, look at this. Right from the get-go, they go after one another.
They remind me of my 15-year-old son going to the dinner table.
Garcia's, oh, Teddy, this has got to drive his trainer crazy because he's leaving himself wide open with these sweeping shots.
Well, you talk about that old saying, leaving the barn door open and the horses are going to go out. Well, guess what? The punches, sooner or later, they're going to come in.
Counter that attack. Blocks away that headshot. A minute to go in what has been 2 minutes of sensational action. Neither man coming off stride. Parries that punch intended for the head. Good block by the greatest. Oh, Alexander's stunned and he is hurt.
Hey, no holding, no holding. Keep it, come on.
Very nice defensive guard there. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this. I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Nice block. Very clever move there. A little defense turns to offense. The counter punch by Alexander. Teddy, it's one of my favorite times of one of our fight broadcasts. When we make the declaration, he has to have a knockout to win.
And how's he going to do it? Well, I think he's got to be a photographer. He's got to be a guy that goes in the dark room, really, Joe, and start looking at the negatives. During the night, a lot of pictures have been taken. He's got to go now and look back at those pictures and remember something, that he saw something. He saw a moment. He saw a spot where the guy dropped his hand. He pulled back, and he's got to go, and he's got to act on that moment.
He turned defense into offense, comes back with the counter punch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. Fine fundamentals, good counter punch. The trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Good way to protect the midsection. Alexander's in a real tough spot now. There's no doubt about it. Oh, and he is hurt after that series of punches. Oh, Alexander's on the canvas. He went down hard there. Down, but able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but if he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
A good block. Round comes to an end. Knockdown was scored in that round. So, Teddy, you're working the corner of the guy who was just on the floor. What are you telling him?
You're telling him that if he's been down before, you want to actually use that for a positive. I know that sounds crazy, but you say, hey, you've been here before. You've overcome it. You want to remind him that he can get back. And then the most important thing, Joe, is you tell him why he got dropped. So when he goes out there, he's not just scared going into a dark place saying, gee, it's going to happen again. He knows he has control.
You had it now, brother. We're in control. Next round, let's keep busy.
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close. He can get a chance to grab those hands and tie him up. And then he can kill a little of the clock, survive.
Fight is now over. Garcia is your winner by TKO. The ref has seen enough.
Calls a halt to the fight by way of TKO. your winner, the Kid Garcia.
Garcia is your winner by TKO.
You know, Joe, I like a night where you see a guy tested a little bit. We saw him tested, and he passed that test with flying colors.
It was a good